Hi there, I'm Megan and I go by Solar Glow Meditations. Tonight we're going to have a distance Reiki session where I will be using tarot cards to kind of guide what we're working on tonight, and then I'll be using crystals to help direct that energy flow. Um, yeah, before we get started, it would help me greatly if you could like, subscribe, hit all the buttons, whatever you'd like. And if you guys do have any requests for videos, please do leave them in the comments. I do read all of those. So yeah. Oh, I guess also I do need your consent to work on your energy. So either out loud in the comments, in your head, wherever you feel most comfortable, just agree to receive this energy healing. Um, I'm just gonna dive right into the session tonight because I'm not quite sure where this tarot card session is taking us. So I guess even before I get with the energy, I'm working with this piece of blue kyanite. Got it labeled because I don't remember all the names of my crystals all the time. I'm gonna just see what's going on here. And the first card we're working with is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And so right off the bat, we know you've been overcommitted and overwhelmed. So blue kyanite's gonna really help dig out some of those overwhelmed feelings and bring a sense of peace and calm over you. So as we start to settle into this session, I want you to make sure that you're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just start to take notice of your body, where it's sitting or laying down. Can you do something to adjust your body so that you're just ever so slightly more comfortable? Maybe uncross your legs, uncross your arms. Make sure your hips are kind of even. Might have to like move your hips around to kind of get that evenness. Same with your shoulders. Make sure you're kind of wiggling that out. You probably haven't stopped to think about your body and its position in a very long time because of how busy you've been. I can tell that there's even just this like, it's not like overwhelm, but it's definitely a sense of like, oh, I have not stopped to think about how I sit for a very long time because your brain has been so incredibly busy. And that's okay. Don't beat yourself up for that. It happens to the best of us. All you can do is be present right in this moment, right now. One thing I get asked fairly regularly in these sessions is whether or not you need to watch the video or have your eyes open. And the answer is it can be whatever feels best to you. You're gonna get the energy healing even if you're not physically watching me work on it. It's still gonna be there. So don't ever be concerned about whether or not it's working, because it is. The next stone I'm going to be working with right now is rhodolite and pink garnet. This is a very nice sized palm stone that I really like. And the next tarot card that we're kind of working through is the World. And so, even though you've been overwhelmed and overcommitted, you've recently come to a completion cycle. You have met your goal. You have accomplished whatever you set out to accomplish. You have arrived at your destination, and that is wonderful. I want you to make sure you take the time to celebrate that. While it's very good to live in the present moment and not worry about the future or the past, you are still worth celebrating and should be so proud of what has happened. And by doing that, you also acknowledge the work and the overwhelm that went into it. You're allowing that energy to release and let go and fall back to the earth. Just allow these things to cycle through and be what they are. There's very much this feeling of, okay, let's move on to like this next bit of energy. Like, I've celebrated, I can keep moving forward because there's so much more to do. But I really want you to challenge yourself to just be here and just feel the feelings. Good. The next crystal we're going to be working with is Golden Healer. Maybe. Just jumped out of my hands there. Golden Healer. It's this nice, like, sunshiny stone full of, like, wonderful solar energy. And the card we're working with now is the King of Cups. So this is really representative of where you're currently at. And you may have just received or will receive some cold, bad advice. And it might be hard because you're in this place of like trying to relax and celebrate your accomplishments, but you still have some of those like anxiety feelings. And so, even though we've worked those out, some of that energy still takes the time to release and let go from your body. And so, you might be a little bit vulnerable to hearing this advice and taking it way too personally, or just being susceptible to these things. And so, this really plays into the next card we'll be looking at too, but I want you to just take the time to be present in this moment, to ground out your feelings, to get back to a state of neutral. Like, don't allow the stress to get to you. And don't let the pride of what you've accomplished go to your head. Like, both of those things are so important and so integral to where you've been. It helps flow with where you're going, but you don't want to be in a state of stress or pride when making decisions about what you do next. So this golden healer energy is just going to bring in some more of this really like healing sun goodness. Like, that sun is like just the perfect temperature. Oh my gosh, tomatoes. It reminds me of some warm tomatoes. Like, you eat a tomato off of the vine just as it's like in the peak of the heat from the day and the sun's been blaring down on it, and those tomatoes are so warm and juicy. I like that feeling of the sun on your back as you're just out in the garden. Just that wonderful feeling. That's what this golden healer crystal energy feels like. It's really here to heal, and it's really here to help you relax. And I feel this like tension is kind of released a little bit. Things are starting to level out a little bit more, which is fantastic. So the next crystal we'll be working with is Numite. I haven't pulled this one out a whole lot. It's a really great grounding crystal, great for energetic protection and grounding, really the theme. Um, and the card we're working with is the Seven of Swords, and this is upright, so this is really talking about betrayal and deception. So it feels like there's somebody that's coming into try and take advantage of you somehow, but they're doing so in a way that plays into your ego and your pride, really. So if you've accomplished something great, they're going to take this recent accomplishment and try and turn that into a profit for themselves. And it might sound like a really great opportunity, but I want you to make sure you take the time to ground down into earth, the accomplishment, the overwhelm. Let those things go before you make your decision about whether or not you want to work on whatever this next project, this next goal, this next thing is. I can tell there's like a little bit of resistance because the thing that's being sold to you is very exciting, very appealing. It plays towards your goals, towards what you want out of life. It sounds very exciting, but what's the catch? What are the cons? What are the bad things that could happen? I don't say this to like drag the negativity out, but I don't want you to be so excited about something that you're setting yourself up for disappointment later. Ask the hard questions. What does it mean for you? What does the positive outcome look like, and what does the negative outcome look like? Do you have situations that have happened in the past similar to whatever this project is to help you determine whether or not it's a good thing for you going forward? Is there evidence to support what they're selling you? Is it snake oil? Maybe there's a way you can negotiate the situation that you can still participate but is more favorable to you, or would be within the parameters of something that you would be comfortable in. I can tell there's like a lot of resistance to this whole situation because it sounds so exciting, but it's just there's something about it that's just not quite right and it's not sitting well. We're gonna keep going. Celestite is the next crystal. This brings you out into the ether, up into your head. This is going to assist you in the long-term view of this new situation. We're working with the Seven of Pentacles here, just upright. What are the seeds that you can plant that will lead to a giant tomato harvest, since we're talking about tomatoes already? If you can come to an agreement on this situation that you've been presented, will it benefit you in the long run? Will your hard work pay off? Will your diligence pay off? Will it become a long-term investment? how can you mold the situation to be something that you want? Can you turn lead into gold? I know you can. Do you know you can? I can feel this energy sort of settling in, and you're starting to get a clear path forward in your mind about what it is exactly that you want and how you're going to get there. And I'm so glad for that. So I think we're going to leave this here because I think you have some things to think about, some things to chew on, but I don't want you to be so obsessed with it. Just let it settle. Maybe sleep on it for a night or two before you make a decision. And let the past events that you've just accomplished, I can tell these are so fresh, just allow those to settle in. Like, a lot of time brings clarity to all of these situations, and I think that's so prevalent in this case. So do what you can to delay decision making and let the situation unfold in front of you. Let your emotions settle even further. Let this energy take hold as far as finishing out what you've just accomplished and this Reiki healing to kind of set in. So, with that, I think we're going to end this session here. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I hope you come to the decision that is suitable for you, something you want to participate in. And with that, I thank you for your time. Namaste.